What up, homies? It's your boy Stev, and welcome to The Bracket. Back in 2020, like most of the world, me and Ash didn't have a lot going on, so we decided to make a list of the 130 greatest movies of all time and pit them against each other, tournament style, to see which ones came out on top. We judged them against each other in 5 categories: production, writing, acting, originality, and rewatchability. Whichever movie took the most categories moved on. Don't get me wrong, it was rarely unanimous between us, but it was always a lot of fun. Just a heads up, we did record these a few years ago, so if the timeline feels a bit weird, that's why. If you want to check out the list of the 130 movies, I'll put a link to our website in the description below. So without further ado, let's all go back to the land of 2020, where all we did was sit at home, drink excessively, and watch flicks. Enjoy.
Okay, there we go. You heard the crack?
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay.
Big Lebowski taking on Fargo!
I love the intro. That was cute.
What are we thinking?
So this was a really, really fun one for me because I've actually never seen either one.
Really?
Yeah,
but they're
until
great. They're
today.
great, right?
I actually watched them today.
No
Both
shit.
back to back today.
Okay, so which one was first?
He woke me up today and he's like, call me when you wake up. And I was just thinking, he's going to ask me if I watched the movies yet. And I haven't even started. So I just finished Fargo, getting into my car, going to Walmart.
So you did Big Lebowski first? I did the exact Big Lebowski first and then Fargo, but it was a couple days ago. But still.
Oh, so you did the same thing I did.
Yeah.
Well, it was on the list that way, I'm pretty sure. You did Lebowski first and then
Probably.
Fargo after. So I just go in order.
Nice.
I know I'm like to the books, apparently. Okay. I loved Big Lebowski.
It's amazing,
That was
right?
such a fun movie.
Yeah.
I liked it.
So I've actually had people ask me, like, what movie do you watch and say to yourself, that's the type of movie I would like to make? Like,
Oh, okay.
and like, if somebody knows me, they'd be like, oh, well, you want to make a fucking gangster flick like Pulp Fiction or The Godfather. I don't know why every time I watch The Big Lebowski, I always point to that. I don't know why. It's got the right amount of humor and serious, like, I don't know. It's super well written. It's super, like, the characters are so fun. It's just such a fun movie. I don't know. I'm a big fan of it. I've always pointed, like, that's the tone of movie that I would like to make. Now, I'm not going to say if. When I get to make my first movie. That's what I'm going for.
Oh, I liked it. It was really fun. It was really fun. And I hate when people tell me, "Oh, my favorite movie is this," or "Oh, my favorite movie is this." And then I watch it and I go, "Oh.
Yeah.
That was not like that." I was actually, okay, I actually understand why people like this. Cuz you've loved this movie for a very, very long time.
I love this movie.
Yeah, and I've heard you say it over and over, and I just...
It's got probably my favorite movie duo in history. I love the dude and Walter Solchek. They are, like, John Goodman and Jeff Bridges are so good in this movie. Like, they are the perfect duo. Like, the one guy doesn't give a shit about anything, and the other guy cares too much about everything.
He's just like, I was in the military. And he's like, this has nothing to do with the military.
He brings up Nam all the time.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He was cute. Yeah, the whole bowling aspect was hilarious. Like how they just intertwined.
Yeah.
That's what his thing is bowling.
And bowling and White Russians.
Steve Buscemi was there.
And it has probably my favorite opening. Like, it has like 3 jokes in a row right off the bat. So it's him walking in, he's in the supermarket, and they're introduced, and I was going to say Clint Eastwood. No, that's not right. Sam Elliott is, like, the narrator is introducing him.
Yeah,
like,
sometimes who I now know because of The Ranch.
Right?
I didn't even know him as anything else before, yeah.
No, so as, like, I don't even remember The Stranger, I think he's credited in this movie, but I love it's like, sometimes there's a man, sometimes there's a man. And then he, like, walks up and he grabs the half and half, because he's, like, makes White Russians, right? And he looks around. And then he sniffs it first because it's the discount. It's like he looks at the good stuff and then he sees the discount stuff, and then he like opens it, sniffs it, and then looks around, and then the next shot is him paying for the half and half
with a check. And it was 69 cents.
Yeah, 69 cents. And then it cuts to him and he's got the biggest milk mustache.
Yeah.
So it's like he drank it and was like, all right, this is good stuff. Like, it's a funny introduction for a character. And then it immediately cuts to like him coming home and the two dudes like assault him.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's such a good opening. And then the dude pisses on his rug. He's like, oh man, don't do that.
And then his buddy just keeps bringing up how the guy pissed on his rug.
Really tied the room together, didn't it?
Yeah.
That rug really tied the room together. Fucking
Yeah, you're right.
Genius. It's the first like after the first like fucking 10 minutes of this movie, it's like, this is the best movie yet. Like the opening credits is fantastic too, where it's like the perfect song, The Man in Me, and it's like to all the people bowling, and they're all like, I just love how like chubby everybody is. I don't know why. I think it's so funny. And everybody's just like, I think it's such a, this movie makes me so happy. I don't know why. It just does.
I didn't love it all, apparently, as much as you did.
I like it a lot.
I liked it.
But here's the thing, right? Like, I mean, Fargo. So the reason why I put these movies together is they're both written and directed by the same duo, the Coen brothers. So both written by Joel and Ethan Coen, and both produced by Ethan Coen, directed by Joel Coen. So, and I could be wrong on this, but I want to say they might have been one after another too. I want to say Fargo and then Big Lebowski right after. It's possible there's a movie in between there, but so I don't know. Fargo though is a really, really well written and produced movie. It's a good movie, and it's also kind of funny. Like, she is, speaking of spectacular characters, Marge Gunderson is a fucking spectacular character. She doesn't show up until like maybe 40 minutes into the movie too. Like, she shows up super late. But
her character, her and her husband's character, is so funny.
Aren't they the most like in love people you've ever seen?
So
it is so cute how much they love each other.
It is so funny that like my boyfriend was walking through the house today and I said, "Stop flumpily walking." He died. It's like he just kind of like, I can't explain it. He just kind of flump walked, and it's just like he was trying to annoy me. And then I watched this movie and I'm like, she is the perfect example of what a flumper is. Just like I can't explain what the word, it's not a word at all. I made it up apparently. But like just her personality is just so like, oh yeah. And then her and her husband are
she's
so like,
pregnant. Like
she's like, oh, that's good news. That's very good news. And the husband is just so like emotionless. Like, they are so funny.
No, they're cute. And I even love the scene where like, I think he kisses her on the cheek and she's like, "Oh, hon, you get Arby's sauce all over me," because they're eating
Yes.
They're so fucking cute, these two. Like, I'm a big, like, there's something about them where I'm like, that's fucking love right there. Like, they're so in love with each other. It's so cute.
And then if you don't like close-ups of eating, speaking of me eating eggs today, is that sound. They have her eat like 4 times.
Oh, she's always eating, yeah.
But it's that sound is in the movie the whole time.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, right? Because like up until you meet her, everybody in the movie is super despicable.
Yeah.
Like, you got fucking William H. Macy, who is the fucking stupidest criminal in the world. Like,
yeah.
And then you got the two guys who, like, the one guy doesn't really speak much, and then but as soon as he fucking snaps, like, it's like,
Steve
holy shit.
Buscemi was one of them.
Steve Buscemi's fantastic. Actually,
who's the other guy?
Peter Stormare, something like that. It's he's European, Danish,
okay.
I believe, but I could be wrong. I'm trying to think. He's either Swedish or Danish. It doesn't matter. But anyway, but that's the thing. That's actually very funny. It's very funny that you watch both those movies one apart from each other too, because both of these actors are in both movies.
Yeah.
So Steve Buscemi plays Donnie, and then the other guy plays the nihilist. Who that
is cute.
There's a lot of there's a couple of characters.
Except I've never actually really seen Steve as a main character that wasn't
Mr. Pink.
Well, except for that, but
Yeah.
he just plays a different character in this movie.
He plays a different character in both
He
of those movies.
plays more he's less intimidating in this movie.
In which one, Fargo or
Fargo.
Okay.
Where it's like I'm not as scared of him as I would be in like Reservoir Dogs, right?
It's true.
To me, he just looks like he's gonna kill me.
There's something about him in Fargo where it's like, yeah, when
I think it's because his partner is that person.
yeah,
to me.
it's like he's trying to be tough.
Exactly. But his buddy doesn't talk, and you're like, I'm fucking scared shitless of that dude.
There are some
Right.
people if they hit on my wife in a bar, I'd be like, you know what, dude, you're good, we're cool. Like he's one of them.
You
It's like
go
one of
right
those.
ahead, man.
Yeah, like, you know what? All right, cool. Like, you know, fuck
game,
fuck
fair
me,
game.
right? Like, why am I here? Like, it's just like, yeah, like, and he's one of them. He's just scary looking. He's just like, he just sits there so stoically and like, and then he fucking kills that cop, and it's like, holy shit! Like,
I was not expecting that.
no, like, so. All right, so let's rank these two movies. So
I did not enjoy Fargo as much as I did
The Big
The
Lebowski.
Big Lebowski, and it wasn't because it wasn't a good movie. It wasn't great in my opinion. Fargo, I didn't find it to
Really?
be great. There was a lot happening.
So for a while there, for a second there, it was tied for me between The Big Lebowski and Fargo. As much as I like both of these movies, they're very different, right? So I like Fargo for different reasons than I like The Big Lebowski, right?
Okay.
So like, for example, acting, production, Fargo takes it, but like rewatchability, and
I can
all
watch
that
Big Lebowski again,
can
and I
watch
will
it
still laugh.
every day, right? And so what it came down to was originality for me. I'm of the opinion that The Big Lebowski is a super. I don't know why it's super like original to me, but it is. There's a lot of things about it where it's like, okay, it's a detective movie with a stoner. Like I've seen that before, but like I don't know why it's so different to me. Like
No, you never actually guessed what the ending was.
no,
Where, like, the wife... Oh, yeah. Whatever. Sorry, that was a spoiler.
we'll get back to that. But that's the thing, like,
I never knew where the movie was going in Big
Mm-hmm.
Lebowski.
and that's the thing, right? And it doesn't help either. So because I watch I watch a shitload of movies, like the Coen brothers filmography, in my personal opinion, he's done Fargo before. Like he, as in Joel Coen, but like they have done Fargo before. In their first movie, it's called Blood Simple, and it wasn't the same, but it's kind of the same. It's like this guy pays this other guy to kill his wife and his wife's lover.
Okay.
And that's what Blood Simple was about. It was their very first movie. It was made on like a super low budget, and it had Frances McDormand in it as like the wife. So, and then they end up going and kind of doing it again with No Country for Old Men. It's kind of like the same idea, even though that movie actually makes our list. That's coming up later.
Okay.
I find thematically very similar movies. So, like, I don't know, if I had to pick originality, Big Lebowski has it.
Yeah, me too.
So,
So you think acting and production is Fargo,
yeah.
and then
Although-
originality is Big Lebowski, which means what is left?
Rewatchability, I
Big
can watch it
Lebowski.
every fucking day. And I kind of think writing is better in Big Lebowski. I just think it's it's a really tight movie. And that's the thing. And I was even trying to, like, as I was watching it this time, because I've watched that movie probably 50 times. And I was trying to, like, almost find fault in the writing of the Big
okay.
Lebowski. I was like, well, wait a second. What about, like, this? And then, like, something would happen. I'd be like, oh, that's them misdirecting us. Oh, that's why he does this. Oh,
I think
that's
that's
why.
my hardest thing, which is the most difficult thing to overcome in this whole project, is having a favorite movie and having to open your mind to that the other movie might be better than your favorite.
100%.
Because let me tell you, my number one all-time favorite movie is Pop Star, which is the stupidest movie of all time. Is there better movies? Probably. I love Pop Star. But if I put it against The Big Lebowski and these 5 points, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't obviously like Pop Star would get like production and writing and rewatchability and everything, but like
Pop Star's a fun movie.
I love that movie. I'm so humble.
No, the best scene in Pop Star is the B scene. If you ask me, that scene's fucking genius.
It's so stupid. Like
I love it. It's like there's so turn the fucking cameras off, and then like,
did you record that? You told us to stop recording.
It's just it gets
Get
so
the
ridiculous.
flamethrower.
It's just so subtle. It's like, oh, it's like fucking bees. There's bees everywhere.
Must be the lotion. It's sun gas. You can still get a sunburn.
Get the flamethrower.
Yeah.
Like
I
genius.
love that. I think my boyfriend and I's like all-time favorite part is like the smallest part. And Buddy was trying to pretend that he's in bed with a woman, but really it goes to him and he's holding a baby lamb and he's like talking and he goes, ah! And he's like, what was that? It's a woman. But when you think of a baby lamb, like, it's the most amazing, like, greatest moment. But anyways, so to think that, like, okay, I have to get it out of my head that there might be a better in these categories than your favorite.
Yeah.
And so what you're saying is hard, where you already loved The Big Lebowski, but you have to open your mind to Fargo might have actually, and that's hard. You guys have to understand on our side.
Yeah, 100%. And here's the thing, actually. So if you were to ask me just walking on the street, like, hey, what's your favorite movie between The Big Lebowski and Fargo? I'd say Big Lebowski. I love that movie. But when I paired them up, I actually paired them up thinking Fargo would win.
Oh,
and it's like
you gave Fargo high. You gave it 2 out of 5.
Yeah, and it's like, I like Fargo. I think it's a really, really good movie. And it's one of those things where it's like, I almost threw The Big Lebowski on only because I like it so much. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think it was actually going to win anything. So the fact that it's winning this, it's like, I actually love it because I like that movie.
It's just my personality. And it's just like, I would rather obviously because of Pop Star and, Anchorman, like those are the movies I gear towards.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I want to rewatch Fargo before Big Lebowski? Hell no. Yeah. Because Fargo just makes me feel a way where it's like not funny to me. Yeah, there are funny parts.
Yeah.
But it's not like as much enjoyment as Big Lebowski was.
It's almost like you're laughing at them though funny, eh?
That's a way to think about it.
It's almost mean, but at the same time, I do like the idea that
just her flumpiness makes me laugh.
But it's like, because everybody's got the funniest accent.
That's what I mean. Just it's the fake Canadian. When Americans try to impersonate Canadian, that's what I picture.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you hoses.
Yeah.
Like that,
yeah.
like...
Don't you know?
Oh, yeah. The syrup on the... Yeah, I almost went Scottish, but yes, you get it, yeah.
That's because we can't do accents.
Because I can't do the Canadian accent, because I don't have one.
It's because we
have them. Yeah, anyways, so we're going to go into the next part, but I'm sorry,
the
Fargo.
Big Lebowski, the dude abides.
Fargo, we liked you. I kind of liked you. I really liked Big Lebowski.
It's a fun movie. Cool.
So everyone, get your White Russians, get a nice refill while we go into spoilers. Spoilers. Oh, jeez.
Shit. How impressed are you? Blew your hair back with that one.
Yeah, until he's like, I just popped a vein. We gotta go. You drove me to the hospital. I did too much.
I'm not joking. I gotta fucking go.
Yeah, I did too much.
I put all of my effort into that last hoo-hoo. Okay.
And that was it. Now he's done. He's out. He has to go take a nap now.
It's just you playing both roles.
Yeah.
You're like,
So anyways.
Well, I think it's like this. Well, I mean.
I love that you think my voice can go that high. Oh my god. So that's about as high as I can go.
Your impersonation of yourself. You can just speak in your normal voice.
No, I mean that's as high as my voice can go.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I can go any higher. Like, it's still raspy. No matter what. I redid my voicemail today because people were so mad at my voicemail. People, as in our parents. Because they were like, Harry's supposed to get a job with a voicemail. And it's a joke from 2.5 Men from, like, 7 years ago. It's Charlie Sheen's, hey, do your thing when you hear the beep. I thought it was the funniest.
That's pretty tame, if you
I
ask
loved
me.
it. No, apparently it wasn't professional. So anyways, I had to record it again today, and I realized how shitty I sound.
I'm gonna be honest. If I had to hire somebody and I was like going through all their answering machines and I caught that one, I'd be like, okay, I like this guy.
Hey, you've
Or
reached
girl.
Ash.
I
Do
don't
your
know.
thing
Like,
when
I
you
like
hear the
this
beep.
person.
I think it's fine. It was like 7 years old. I loved it. Now it says, hey, you've reached Ash at Elk Artwork. Please leave a message. We'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
So now it's worse because you're just confusing them. They're like, did I dial the wrong fucking?
I can't say Ash because then that's my phone number for my business. They're going to be like,
You know what I've started doing? Anytime anybody calls me professionally, like on my business phone,
okay, well, not everyone has a business phone.
I have 3 phones.
You have 3?
I have more phones than a drug dealer.
That's unnecessary.
Yeah, I have. Okay, I have my personal phone, and then I have a business phone. And the only reason why I have a business phone is because they wanted to like download stuff onto it, and I'm like, you ain't downloading stuff into my phone. So they're like, all right, fine, we'll buy you another phone. And I was like, all right, cool.
So now you have a phone with viruses.
Yeah, pretty much.
Work phone.
So I got my cool phone, I got my business phone, and then they gave me a desk phone, like a landline.
You have a landline?
Well, no, it plugs into the internet. It's an internet landline.
You have a landline? Is it like
Yeah.
a home phone?
Yeah. So I have 3 phones.
Yes.
But anyway, I always answer with, "What's up? You got Steve?" Every time. And it always confuses people. And then I always go with, at the very end, all right, thank you. Bye-bye. Hang up. And the last part is just reflex. I don't even mean to do it. As soon as I do it, I'm like, oh, fuck.
I get in so much trouble at my work because I don't say bye on the phone. And I talk to customers. So I'm like, all right, yep, I'll see you then. Thank you. And I just hang up. And it's a really big problem.
That's not a bad. That's not that you say thank you. Like it's not like you're the Frank's
No,
pizza
it's not
lady.
like I'm like, all right, I'll see you in 5, and then I hang up. No, not Frank's. No,
it's
fuck
like
Frank's.
it's like Frank's. What do you want?
Yeah.
It's like I want
Pepperoni.
pizza. The fuck do you think I want?
20 minutes. Hangs up.
It's like,
Yeah. No, I say
okay.
like,
I didn't give her my address.
no, I say thank you, and then I just hang up. I sometimes say bye, but it's very, very rare.
No, that's in my personal opinion. A thank you is like a bye. Every time I do an email to somebody, I say thank you at the end.
See, you think that would be fine, but sometimes it's not. Some people say I'm rude on the phone.
I'm also somebody who doesn't fucking text people back ever, so like maybe I'm not the person.
You
should
and
be.
your wife, that was so funny.
That was funny.
I messaged both of you, and neither of you, I'm like, you both deserve each other.
You played it right though, because you're like, I bought something for $12, and then we
I
didn't
was
answer.
so excited.
Yeah.
I have a photo in my phone that I had like locked and loaded to send to you.
But when you refused to tell us,
Silence.
it drove her crazy yesterday. She's like, "What is it?" And then when I told her I talked to you today, she's like, "What was the $12?" That's the first thing she asked.
I knew it was gonna, because she sent me gifts that were like, please tell me. Yeah, that's so funny. Oh, your wife is hilarious. No, I never told her. I still didn't tell her. Anyways.
Yeah. So Fargo. Okay. So up until there was always one scene in Fargo that drove me crazy. Okay, and it was the scene with her old classmate Mike.
Yeah.
I never understood it. I always found it super.
I don't understand why it's in the movie. There
Yeah.
has to be a reason.
Okay, I never understood it. I always found it super awkward. It's like a weird
Yeah.
scene.
When he's married to Linda and
Yeah,
stuff.
and then it turns out later.
Yeah,
Okay.
Linda's like fine.
Yeah. So yeah, he says like he married her and then she like died of cancer. And it's like,
Leukemia, yeah.
yeah, and it's like, what? Okay, I never understood why this movie is in this scene until this time. I actually was because it was driving, and I knew I wanted to talk about it, and I'm like, I have to figure out why the fuck this is in this movie, and I think I might have figured it out. Her realizing that, okay, so what's important is that scene. What's important is the conversation she has with like her friend from high school.
Yeah.
After, when she's like, "Oh
Linda's fine.
Linda's fine." Like, "Oh yeah, he's just like a stalker." As right after that,
Because she goes,
and then she goes back to William H. Macy's character. So I think
Who is not Lulu.
Yeah, not the
Lulu.
the dad from the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Okay.
I think her realizing that anybody can be a liar made her realize, what if this guy was lying to my face? And then she like immediately comes back and she's like, you know what? I got more questions for you. Like,
I don't think that. I think there's something even more bigger than that.
I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of. That's literally.
Because I hated that it was in there.
Me too.
And then there was the girlfriend conversation, and then she left, and I'm like, that was it?
Yeah.
That was the whole thing?
And then especially, and then, I mean.
He didn't talk about he didn't talk about anything?
No, that's it. And then, like, I guess maybe it's solidified more that, like, how much she loves her husband. Because he, like, tries to, like, sit on her side, and she's like, no, you go back. But she's so polite, like.
I just want to see you when we talk.
Yeah.
When he, like, tries to sit beside her.
It's weird.
He's creepy.
What'd you think of what happened to Steve Buscemi's character?
Oh.
the old wood chipper. Oh. There's one thing I really like about this movie. It's that even though I think they're laughing at people, it's still a kind of funny, like, movie. But there are some scenes that have crazy violence. Like that. When you're like, holy fucking shit. He's like feeding this guy to a wood chipper.
I don't understand why these people run across whatever they're running through. Is that like a lake or a forest?
Must be a lake, I'm assuming.
Why do they run into open white?
Try to get away.
The third time.
I know. It's this. Yeah, it happens at least twice in the movie.
And it's like,
what
dude,
where
are you going?
But I do like the idea that. So the first guy did it, and then he shot him in the back, and then he was the one running in the second one.
I kind of wish he shot him in the back.
Yeah, me too. I almost like the conversation at the very end where she's like,
"It's only money."
It's just like,
and
it's not even a lot of money.
It's a small amount of money.
Yeah, like
it's $40,000. That's a lot of money.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but like,
but that's what sucks so much more is that he marked the suitcase, and now no one knows where it is, and that was $80,000. That is a lot of money.
I thought it was $1 million. The suitcase had $1 million.
You're right, because he only took out a few stacks.
Yeah, because he like said we're doing $1 million now, and then he told the guy that he only got 80,000.
I thought he took the money and hid the suitcase in case the guy tried to kill him for the money. That's why he hid the rest of the money, and he gave his buddy only the 40,000, which he died anyways. So actually, kind of, I thought right. Maybe it was $1 million.
The one thing the movie does really well, actually, is it's William H. Macy's character. He has this idea, and even though what he's doing is super wrong, 100%. It's like you could tell that he's doing it from he actually doesn't want anybody to get hurt.
Right.
He doesn't think anything's bad is going to happen.
And that's why he keeps saying, no, they want to talk to me. They want to deal with me.
Yeah.
They want me to go alone.
What this movie does really well is the idea of, like, for that character, every single scene makes his situation worse. Like, it's like every single thing that can happen will happen to this guy. It's like, it's just piling on and piling on and piling on.
And the one day, he's like, something happened with his wife, and then he got home and something happened with him, and it was the worst day of his life ever.
Yeah, and then there's like the guy then they steal the deal from him, the dad and the business partner, and then there's that guy from the other dealership that's like asking for the VIN number, for that car that he gave to that. So it's like just fucking piling on, and it's like what they do really well is like that like escalation of like, this guy's having the worst fucking week of his life. But, like, I think when he gets to the end, he deserves it. I'm assuming he goes to jail.
Yeah.
But, like,
because he fled and they found him in the motel room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's actually two things that are super interesting about the money in this now. One, there's this urban myth. I don't know how true it is. I'm not sure, but there's this urban myth that there's this woman from an Asian country. I'm not really sure. I want to say probably China or Korea. It's not really. I'm not 100% sure. And she watched the movie And it says, so, okay, something that's super interesting about this movie is it says it's based on a true story. And then it says, like, based on a true story, because due to the survivors, the names were changed to the dead. Everything is also was left as it is. That's not true. They literally just threw that at the beginning. Like, they're like... and
Why would they throw that at the beginning?
Because why not? There's nothing that says you have to...
No, but it's a weird thing to put in there.
I know, but isn't it the most interesting thing if you think it's real? And it's like...
The guy in the wood chipper.
Yeah, like, it's not at all. They made it all up.
Anytime I think of the wood chipper, I think of This Is 40. With Paul Rudd and the chick, and she's like, if you would kill me, how would you do it? And he's like, a wood chipper. She's like, a wood chipper? And now I see where the wood chipper came from. Yeah, so, like, I hope that's not a real story from the wood chipper.
It's definitely not. They made it all up. And then when people ask them, like, well, why'd you put that in front? They're like, I don't know. They thought it was a fun idea. It's like, why not? Nothing says you can't do it.
It's an odd thing. It's like sociopathic almost.
Like to say that it's a true story when it's not. But anyway, there's this girl who watched the movie and thought that there's a fucking $1 million just sitting on the side of a highway somewhere. And she came out here to find it, and she ended up freezing to death looking for this money. Again, urban myth. Nobody actually knows if it's true. There was a movie that was based off of this urban myth that was created called, I apologize if I'm getting the name wrong, but I believe it's Kumiko and the Lost Treasure or something like that, or something with treasure. Anyway.
How would you know what fucking highway it is?
Exactly.
And you think the snow... No, I already knew it wasn't real because he buried it in snow.
Yeah.
It wasn't underground. It was in snow, which the snow's going to melt.
100%. So, exactly, right? In the summer, it has to melt eventually, right?
Unless you're in, not even Alaska, it's still warm. You'd have to be in Antarctica.
Yeah.
This movie is not based on.
No. Another thing that's interesting is there's a television series that's based off of this movie called Fargo. Sorry. You ever seen it?
No.
No. Okay. The TV series is based on this movie, right? And every season kind of references the season before it, I've noticed. Like, so they're on season 4 right now. And every season kind of references itself. And season 1 references the movie. And what it is this guy is having like a full-blown meltdown. And he's driving and he ends up like getting out of his car. I don't remember why. I don't remember if it breaks down or he's just like freaking out. But he finds the money. He like sees the thing sticking out of the snow.
It's bright red.
Yeah, and he's like, "What is that?" And then he goes over and he finds the money, and he ends up like buying a store with the money, and then that store ends up becoming like a big deal. And then he ends up franchising, and now he's a multimillionaire because of it. But like, it's one of those things where it's
what
like,
a cool idea if that story was real.
Yeah, it's just like
it's almost like I don't feel bad anymore because now I'm worth $10 million.
Right? So that's interesting. But I do like Fargo a lot. I think it's a really good movie. And I do like the message of the movie, like and all this for what? A little bit of money?
That last little, with Margie and him, that was a brutal conversation.
Yeah.
Because you can see that he's finally not silent because he wants to be. It's silence because he's so... disappointed because he understands what she's saying.
Yeah.
She's like, it's $40,000. You went through all of this for $40,000.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And you know what else actually I caught that I thought was really interesting, actually, speaking of that character? I don't know why every time I watch the movie, so William H. Macy is introduced to those two guys through Shep, the like auto mechanic? Shep, yeah. He only vouches for one of the guys.
Yeah, the other guy's a friend of the guy he vouched for.
Yeah. I always just assumed it was Steve Buscemi he was friends with. But he's not. He's friends with the quiet guy. I don't know why. I always found that so interesting. Like,
I never
not
thought
always.
of that.
I mean, like right now, this time, I'm like, wait, what?
I never thought of that. How do you know?
Because he's like, I met your friends so-and-so and no, I met both of your friends. He's like, I only vouch for, and he says his name. And he's like, oh, the other guy's like Carl Stowwater. He's like, it's not important. Your friend vouches for him, blah, blah.
Oh.
But like, I'm like, that. What an interesting. But it implies that the two of them were in jail together. So the guy's been to jail before.
Because she says, you're still on
Parole. Yeah.
parole.
Yeah.
Which means he's still on parole.
Yeah. It's a good movie. I like the idea. I don't know. I like the idea of like people that are kind of evil showing up to a place where everybody's really, really nice. That's kind of an interesting idea.
Is that statue actually real?
I don't know. The Paul Bunyan one? Probably. I'm not sure though.
I'm curious. If anybody's from there, let me know. Let us know. But I really want to go see it if it's
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we have a giant tomato statue.
Yeah.
That's like, what, an hour away? And we have a giant nickel that's 4 hours away.
It's true. I've actually been to Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh my god. Did you?
Yeah, I drove through it. I was driving to Saskatchewan.
It's not in Fargo.
No, the movie takes place in Minnesota.
The statue was in Maine.
Minnesota.
What was the city, though?
I don't remember. Brainerd?
Brainerd?
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah. So the only thing that takes place in Fargo is the conversation between William H. Macy and
her.
The two guys.
And whenever she went to the shop.
Oh, yes. That too.
Yeah, his thing is in Fargo.
Oh, is it? That was in Minnesota. You're probably right.
Well, why would she drive from Minnesota to Minnesota?
I don't know.
Plus, he was caught at the end in North Dakota.
Yeah.
I don't think it wasn't in Fargo, but he was caught in North Dakota.
Okay.
You went to Fargo? That's cool.
I did. Oh, I just drove through it.
Did you find the briefcase?
I tried.
And you didn't tell me?
No,
This is when on the podcast. He's like, actually.
I've been holding on to it for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So it was about 10 years ago.
Your wife would leave you, yeah. Fucking 6 months having $1 million. You didn't tell her. She wouldn't leave him, but she'd be pissed.
You know what? We've been talking a lot about Fargo. Let's talk about the Big Lebowski a little bit.
So I actually had a funny laugh. A couple of podcasts ago, I said how there was like a reference to a movie, and I never knew there was a reference. It was Silence of the Lambs, You Fuck Me or whatever.
The Clerks, yeah.
How I Met Your Mother did the reference of when they were in nightshirts and they were swimming in the sky.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I never knew that was a reference.
Yeah, the Big Lebowski.
Yeah. And like his dreams are so funny.
Gutter balls.
What is happening?
I was watching the movie on. Yeah. Oh, you know. Okay, yeah. I was watching the movie on Saturday, and my dad stopped by for a second, and he stopped in at that moment. The gutter balls. He walked downstairs. He's like, "What the fuck are you watching?" And I'm just like, "Oh, I'm not gonna get into it." But like, it was a funny moment to watch it. But like,
He was at least a movie person too. So
yeah.
Did you ask him how many movies he has?
No, I didn't. I should. He has a lot. I don't think he even knows how many he has.
I think he has more than you for sure.
Fuck.
I think he has over 1,000. Anyways, I'll message him right now and I'll ask.
Okay. So I was talking to somebody once about the Big Lebowski, and they were like, you know what? I think I figured the movie out. What the movie's... Because, okay, the first 2 or 3 times I watched the movie, the only problem I had with it was I couldn't figure out what it was about.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So you could say it's about the murder, like the kidnapping mystery angle of it. But like even after that's solved, it's not really a big deal to the dude. He doesn't really
phased.
No, like he doesn't get paid for it in the end, I don't think. So like it's not even a huge deal.
Why would he get paid for it? He didn't do anything.
That's true. So then you're like, oh well, it's about the bowling tournament. But it's not. They don't even finish the bowling tournament.
They don't.
The last scene is with Jesus.
Okay, which I know this is like a real character swap. I know I fucked from the last one, but he is the fucking guy from Mr. Deeds.
Yes,
and that is
yes.
I'm very sneaky, sir. And that's all I pictured with that. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, go on.
The Jesus.
Yeah.
So they don't even finish the bowling tournament. The last thing they ever did
because he got so mad they left.
Yeah, and he's like, you know what? It's okay.
And
he's
the car was on fire.
You finally killed my car, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, so it's not about the bowling tournament. It's not about.
What is the movie about?
Okay. So I was talking to somebody once about it, and they were like, I think I know what the movie's about, and what is it? I'm like, what is it? They're like, okay, there's a scene when he meets the stranger.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Which is Sam Elliott.
yeah, Sam Elliott and Sam Elliott's like, how's it going, dude? And the dude responds, strikes and gutters. And he just walks away. I think that's what the movie's about. I think this is the most realistic, like, real to life movie. It's just about, sometimes you get a strike and sometimes it just doesn't work out.
You think that's what the movie is about?
Because, like, every time something good happens, something bad happens. Like, he ends up getting with Julianne Moore, and then Donnie dies.
Who I don't think she's a sex object at all.
I think she's...
I don't find her attractive at all.
I normally find her very attractive. In this particular movie, I'm like, I don't know. But, like, but yeah, it's like so he gets with her, and then Donnie dies. Which is baffling to me that they let Donnie die. Like, of all the people. Actually, a super interesting thing with Donnie, he bowl strikes the entire movie.
Yeah.
Except for the last time you see him bowl. Oh. He knocks them all down except for one. And it throws him off. He's like in shock that he didn't get that one. And then he dies right after. It's like a weird, like, omen.
Yeah, because he had the heart attack, right?
Yeah, but he had the heart attack while they were being attacked. By the nihilists. But I don't know. It's just like, it's just strikes and gutters. That's what this movie is about. Like, it's so strange, but I kind of like that. I kind of like that description of it.
See, because I know your friend described Pulp Fiction as a movie about talking about nothing.
It's a different friend, but yeah.
But no, it's a different friend, yeah. But I'm just saying that is literally what this movie's about. Then you're saying,
yeah,
it's a movie about
nothing. It's just
talking about nothing, and it's about one thing, and that thing is solved. So now it continues into nothing.
Even like
and then it's about this, but then that's not done, and it goes on to be about nothing.
Yeah, even like the whole murder mystery thing. The girl actually kidnaps herself.
Yeah.
So it's she doesn't even kidnap herself.
She went on a girls' trip and came back.
She didn't even know. Yeah, and they just like pretended she was like. It's about nothing. Like the whole, I don't know. It's so strange.
No, it was, she went on a trip and her friend, whoever the porn,
nihilist.
Whatever, saw and knew what happened. So he took the opportunity, which is extremely smart.
Yeah.
Because it almost worked.
Yeah, 100%. It is, I don't know. It's hard to say it's funny, but like the scene where Walter dumps out
and
Donnie's,
it goes all over
but it's like after he does this fucking long ass monologue about the boys in Nam. It's like the boys in Nam and like face down in the mud. It's just like, and then he like dumps it out and it's really, I don't know. I like the duo. The pair is just so good.
And then you're just seeing it all go on his glasses and in his beard. He's just standing there. And
it's like the one time where he kind of freaks out on him. He's like, what the fuck, man? Not everything is about Vietnam. And then Walter says probably the best line, because he says it a few times in the movie, but it's the most powerful moment where he's like, fuck it, let's go bowling. Maybe that's what the movie's about. It's just bad shit's always going to happen to you. Fuck it. Let's go bowling.
Just go bowling.
Like, it doesn't matter that you're in a tournament. It's just the fact that you're bowling.
Bowling with your friends.
Yeah. Maybe that's
what his dreams are always about, is bowling. Just fucking weird.
Yeah, that opening bit is so good. Where like the one guy's like,
I really want his see-through sandals in the movie. I love them. They're like plastic see-through fucking sandals.
Yeah. Apparently, the dude is actually based off of a real person.
Oh.
So it's very funny that we were talking about Fargo being based off a true story in quotations when it really wasn't. Apparently, the Big Lebowski was based off a real person, like the dude himself.
I respect that though, because Lebowski didn't give a fuck.
No.
At all. He had the most funniest clothes on. He was invited to the guy's like mansion. He was in this nice house.
He's zero.
And he had like pajama pants on. And
yeah.
He didn't give a fuck.
He has a great line when he's like, do you normally go to job interviews dressed like this? And he's like, looks around, he's like, is this a fucking job interview? Like, it's so funny. Even like, I think he does it again too, where he's like, is this how you dress on like the weekdays? He's like, is it a weekday?
What day is it?
Yeah. Like, I think he's a great. He's like, no, man. He's like, I'm the dude. You're Lebowski. Apparently the real Lebowski was a guy, drank fucking White Russians all the time. The only difference is he played baseball. He didn't play bowling. But they switched it to bowling because it was easier to film than baseball.
Well, I guess so. It kind of makes sense.
Because you could have a 2-person bowling team or a 3-person bowling. Instead of, if it was baseball, you'd have to
hire
a shitload of people, right? And that's the only difference. But apparently he's like a heavy guy. That's the only difference.
Oh, and this guy is skinny.
Super skinny. That's the only difference. But same character, it's just like a heavier dude. He plays baseball. But I like the fact that, and he went by the dude, and like that's what he called himself, was the dude.
And then it's so funny whenever like Big Lebowski, whenever like his assistant who's at Magnolia.
Oh, Phil Seymour Hoffman?
Sure. Whenever he's like, hey dude, like what do you are, whatever, hey dude, because that's what he wants to be named as. Mm-hmm. But I just find it so funny where it's like he just seems so unprofessional, yet that's what he wanted to be called, was the dude. And he's like, duder, dudette, I don't care. Anything but dude. Yeah, it's just funny.
And I love, too, like, there's the scene when the dude meets the other private investigator who's working for Bunny's parents. And then he's like, they're hoping if I show her the picture of home, she'll come home. And then they look, and it's just, like, 2, like, houses, but it's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Black and white. Yeah. She'll want to come home. Yeah, no.
She really isn't. Like,
oh, that was so funny. Whenever, like, it caught me right off guard when she's like, blow on my toes. They blow on my toes. She's like, I'll suck your dick for $1,000. I went, holy she went from 0 to 100.
I love it. She's like, Brent can't watch, or he has to pay 100.
Yes.
And I love it.
And he's like uncomfortably laughing, like
like it happens
funny.
all the time. I bet this.
She's so funny.
And I love, like, he's leading him away, and he's like, I'm just gonna go find an ATM.
Yeah, a cash machine. Yeah, I love that.
The genius. I love the fucking bit with the the kid stealing his car with the homework. And I love John Goodman smashing.
That's your homework.
This is what
happens.
That's
your homework.
This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in
and
the ass, Larry.
It.
He says it like 5 times. Another part to this genius is, I think his dad, like Larry's dad, is a famous writer for like a television writer, but he's in that like machine that like I don't even
and
fucking.
He's like in a coma, literally.
Yeah,
and
he's like, "Hello, sir."
All nervous, like we're great fans. We're really, really big fans, sir. Yeah, and the guy has like a breathing tube breathing for him.
Fucking so it's. The movie's just fucking genius.
The movie is cute. I like it.
Even and another like. The most popular scene, I think, from this movie is also really fantastic when he fucking pulls the gun on the dude. When the guy bowls and he's like, over the line. And he's like, sorry, Smokey, you were over the line. He's like, fuck that, man. Mark it 8. Mark it 0, dude. And then Smokey's like, fuck that, mark it 8. And then Walter pulls out a gun and fucking puts it in his face.
Right.
Yeah. This isn't Nom. There are rules. And he's like, mark it fucking 0. And he's like, all right, man, it's fucking 0.
And they had to go because all the cops were coming.
I love it. They're like slowly getting into the car, and then like the cops are fucking running in
there, and they're just talking in the car casually.
And he's funny because like the dude is kind of freaking out. He's like, and Chunkum is like, "I'm calmer than you are." He's like, "Calmer than you are." It's funny. That's funny bit, but no. This is what happens when you fuck strangers. Yeah, it's just fucking hilarious. Like just him smash up that car, and then the dude. The other guy runs up and he starts smashing his car, which is already fucking destroyed. Like,
no, they have no wind. That's my favorite. Is when they're driving away and they both are eating In-N-Out. Him and Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
And they have no windshield, no back shield, nothing. Just like all air and just them eating sandwiches. And you can just see like Lebowski's face is like, this guy destroyed my car and I still had to drive to In-N-Out.
Yeah. And I love the idea that Larry and Walter are the 2 people responsible for like this happening, but neither of their vehicles got smashed. Like it was the neighbor and the dude. Like,
yeah.
It's like, I think it's very funny. Like Walter smashes the one guy's car thinking it's Larry's, and then the other guy thinks it's Walter, so he smashes. It's like, nobody's crying. I think it's fucking hilarious.
Can everybody just ask for papers before you smash it? Whose car is this before I smash it?
And I love it because I think he's got he thinks he has the smoking gun. He presents the homework. Is this your homework, Larry?
In the paper bag. Is this your paper, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry? And he keeps repeating it over and over. He killed me. I am unfortunately too young to know him as an actor. I missed him as an actor.
Are we talking about John Goodman?
Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah, I know he was in a lot in the 90s, but I'm too young.
Unfortunately, yeah. When he was in his, by the time you were old enough to really, know him, all he was really doing was, voice work. He played not Mike Wazowski. James P. Sullivan in Monsters Incorporated.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he played
I love that movie.
The guy from the villager from Emperor's New Groove. I believe his name's is it Poncho? What's his name?
Poncho.
Yeah,
that is him.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I snatched you right out of the air. I gotta watch that movie now. That's on the list. I love that movie.
How would you possibly make it here before us? Kronk? How did we make it there before them?
Well, actually, by the calculations, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, according to my all calculations, it makes no sense.
Just him against the wall like that. I love him. And I only know him off the one TV show, but his voice is amazing.
Oh, you played Putty in Seinfeld.
Love his voice.
And the Tick. He was the Tick for a second there, too.
Beautiful. Love his voice. But anyways, I love that movie.
We're straying. It's time to call it. Big Lebowski, good job.
Big Lebowski.
You fucking surprised me.
Fargo, I didn't really like you. Anyways, guys, so Big Lebowski, tell us what you think. Why we're wrong, we're not, but you can try to say we're wrong.
Thanks.
And, see you guys soon.
Bye. 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 Bye.